Hey everyone, this is Felicia with The Book is Done. I am here for book number 2 of October. Really, this is like book number 5 or 6. I went kind of nuts on October, but it was a good month. So, the book that I am going to talk about, oh, hold on, The List by Kiersten Modglin. Listen, I'm such a fan of hers. Like, her books are not super long. They're no more than 250, 260 pages. And it's like everything packed into like one tight hug. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. She has 42 books, I think. I'm going to talk about one more tonight. But that, I've only read like, sorry, my red pile is behind me too. 1, 2. So I've read a total of 4 of her books. I'm in the process of, no, 5 of her books. I'm reading The Arrangement now, which is the start of a series. She has a couple of series, but I think in this particular series, it's like 3 books. The Arrangement, The Amendment, and The Arraignment, or something like that. I don't know what order, but all I know is that it's juicy and I love it. So, this book right here, The List, is a standalone book. A lot of her books are standalone. And so, this book right here is a book that talks about how this couple moves to this small town in South Carolina for her husband's job. They moved to a place called Bates, South Carolina, which I believe is like right outside of Beaufort. No, Charleston. It's right outside of Charleston. It's one of those little island towns, from my understanding. And it's some shady boots type stuff. It was like from the gate. The people it's Connor and Jordan Atwood. Connor is the husband, Jordan is the wife. And so they're calling around looking for houses in Bates, and like nobody wants to sell them a house, or just like it's some shady boot stuff. I swear, it's just like I don't even think we should be moving here type stuff. So it's super difficult for them to solidify a house, and it's not that they don't have it or can't afford it. It's just the feel that the town gives you is that they don't like no new friends, they don't like no new neighbors, they don't want no new folks. It's a small town, so they just tighten it. We don't want any outsiders type thing. So the Atwoods finally find a place, and the man that sells it to them is someone, I want to say like it was his family house that he grew up in, or his mother's house who had just passed away or something like that. And so he hesitantly like sells them the house, and he's like, you can't leave Bates. Like once you move into this house, that's it. I don't want it back. You can't sell it. This is it. And they're just like, okay, we just want to move into the house. Like, this is the perfect house. This is what we want to raise our family in. This is what we want to continue living our life in. Let's go for it. So they move into this house, and Jordan, she just had a baby boy. And so she's in a grocery store. Her husband's like, take a break. I'll watch the baby. Go to the grocery store, get your mind off of things, just go shopping. So she's in this grocery store, and this random woman, just starts crying, like screaming hysterically. Listen, let me tell you something, sidebar. If anybody screams, cries, I'm on the way to my car. I'm out the establishment and I'm gone. Like, I ain't trying to look back until I'm driving down the street. You understand? Like, I don't want to be curious. I'll be curious when I see it on the news later, if it makes the news. I'm trying to get out of Dodge. But she goes to this woman, and she kind of does what I would do as well. Like, I would want to go and help and see, like, what can I do? Oh my gosh, is everything okay? But if it's like a blood curdling scream, like it's a robbery or you hear some gunshots or something, I'm out. Like, I pray that everything is all well, but I'm out. And so Jordan goes and approaches a woman, and everybody is just looking at her, and they know that she's new in town, so they're just like, why are you here? Like, who are you? Why are you approaching this woman who's grieving? And she's like, grieving? Like, what's wrong? Is everything okay? And the woman that was sobbing was like, my babies, they can't take my babies. And Jordan's like, what is she talking about? And the woman said, they took my one daughter, now they're going to take my other daughter. Now, mind you, one daughter had gotten murdered, or she had gotten killed, or something happened as to where it was a freak accident and she died like either 6 months prior or within the last year. Excuse me. And so she has one remaining daughter left who is still very much alive. And so come to find out, someone else in the store was like, why are you badgering it to Jordan? Why are you badgering this woman? Like, can't you see that her daughter is getting ready to die? And Jordan is like, what are you talking about? How is her child getting ready to die? Is she not living? Like, is she sick? Is she okay? And they're just like, it's a list. And you know what? We shouldn't even be talking to you about this. And so everybody is like trying to avoid her like the plague. And Jordan is like, what list? Like, what's going on? And so she does a little bit more digging here and there, and she gets these threats like, stop. Whatever it is that you're looking for, you need to stop while you're ahead because bad things happen. So it's this list of 6 people, 6 names, who comes out on a list. And I mean, just random, it appears to be placed in a grocery store. You know how you have like a help wanted type poster board type thing. This random person just puts a list on a board, and those names that are on the list, they die within 6 months. That's what it seems. These people die within 6 months time, and then after that 6 months has passed, and or after that sixth person has died, another list goes up, and the names go on the list. And whoever's on the list, nobody's safe. They're gonna die some way, shape, or form. Freaky type thing. So Jordan is like, I don't understand who is putting up these lists. She's going to the store manager. You don't have cameras. Are the police aware of this? And everybody's just like, we don't know nothing. We can't help you. And it's just like, okay, if you're on the list, so what? You just supposed to accept your death sentence? Like, what is happening? So Jordan is like very, very headstrong. So trying to find out what all is going on. So I'm not gonna get a whole story away because that's already like a third of the book. So halfway, the woman that was in the grocery store crying, she actually finds out where Jordan lives, and she comes to her house. And so for some reason, she thought that Jordan like was going to kill her, and she was like, Jordan was like, I don't even know you. Why would I kill you? Like, we just moved here. Like, people are acting weird towards us. And so the woman tells her, like, hey, just be careful. It's a list. You know, if your name is on it, you're as good as dead. No one knows when or how, but you're as good as dead. And so Jordan is like, I'm going to get to the bottom of this because it doesn't make sense. So she's telling her husband, Connor, and Connor's like, babe, this is like some postpartum stuff. You know what I mean? That's what he's telling her. You know, I think you're dealing with postpartum depression. I think you may be postpartum manic, or whatever the case may be. Maybe you just need to rest. You know, maybe you should let your parents come, you know, take the baby off your hands. Maybe, you know, just rest. And she's like, I'm not going crazy. I know what I saw. She legit saw the list. So she took him to the grocery store. The list was gone. And so her husband's looking at her sideways like, babe, I seriously, you know, it's been a lot that's going on. We moved to a new place. You just had a baby. You know, you're not working. New house, new neighborhood where we're kind of not welcome. New town where we're not welcome. Just hold tight. And so Jordan is like, I know I'm not going crazy. Like, I know I'm not going crazy. So different things start to happen, and then all of a sudden, um, she gets this text that tells her to do something, and it's from a random number, and it's nothing crazy. But I think like the first text was like, um, go to a field at midnight. Go to a field and bring an unlit cigarette or something like that. She has no idea what this is about, but it was just like, if you don't do this, something's going to happen to your baby. So, of course, naturally, she's just like, ain't nothing going to happen to my baby. I'm getting ready to get up. And she still doesn't tell her husband because he doesn't trust her. And so, I'm not going to give any more of the story, but the twist that came at the end of that book, I had questions. Listen, I may have to sit down with K Mod and ask her for an interview, Kiersten Modglin, and just be like, listen, can you explain to me the ending of this? Because I get it. I'm glad that it came to a close, but how did people not recognize said person? I don't understand. So I have questions. It was a good book. Still a huge, huge fan of Kiersten's. I plan on getting every single one of her books and reading it for my own personal library. But again, this is The List by Kiersten Modglin. Please, please, please check it out. She just released a book on Halloween that says "Do Not Open," or it's called "Do Not Open." You already know I read that book. You already know that I got a review on it. So I don't even know if I'm gonna wait to the end of the month to talk about the review. But I did read that book. From my understanding, she is working on another book, or she just finished it. So I don't know when it's gonna be released, because just within 4 months time, she's released maybe 3 books, because I want to say, I forgot, Hemlock came out, I want to say in September. I want to say it came out in September. um Do Not Open came out on Halloween, and so she, like, literally maybe like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, just finished her 43rd book. So I don't know, she may do it for the end of the year. I'm here for it. She can go ahead and take my money, because I'm a fan. I'm gonna go ahead and read it. But this is Felicia with The Book Is Done. That book was The List by Kiersten Modglin. And I'm out. Here we go.